That riddles help you boost your thinking abilities and improve your attention span. Are you ready to solve some puzzles that flex your brain muscles? Number 1. We'll start with a warm-up. I'll give you 10 seconds to tell which glass has more water in it. They all look identically full to me. Could it be that easy? The correct answer is glass B. The scissors, paperclip, eraser, and watch are in there for a reason. Compared to the other objects, the paperclip takes up the least amount of space. If you take all the things out of the glasses, you'll see that glass B has more water.
These are the terms to remember: integers, absolute value, positive, opposite, and negative. Today we are going to review for your midterm assessment. In today's discussion, we are going to focus on operation on integers. So what are integers? Integers are numbers with no fractional part, which include positive integers, 0, and negative integers. So I emphasize that integers are numbers with no fractional part. So fractions like 1/3, 3/4, or decimals like 0.38, negative 0.45 are not integers. Using the number line, to the right of 0 are the positive numbers, and to the left of 0 are the negative numbers or negative integers. First, we are going to have addition of integers. There are two rules to be followed. One, same sign, add and keep the sign. So if we have two positive numbers, 5 plus 6, as if we are adding numbers, so it is equal to 11 or positive 11. And if we have two negative numbers, negative 5 plus negative 6, we will be getting negative 11. So we add 5 and 6, 11, and follow the sign, which is negative, so we have negative 11. Then for different signs, we are going to subtract and follow the sign of the greater absolute value. So if one is positive and one is negative, we are going to subtract. 6 minus 5 is equal to 1, but 1 is not yet the final answer because we are going to compare the absolute value of 5 and the absolute value of negative 6. Since the absolute value of negative 6 is greater than the absolute value of 5, we are going to follow the sign of negative 6, so the final answer is negative 1. Now let us have negative 5 plus 6. In here, we are going to subtract, so 6 minus 5 is 1, and then compare the absolute value of negative 5 and the absolute value of 6. Since the absolute value of positive 6 is greater than the absolute value of negative 5, we are going to follow the sign of positive 6, so it is equal to positive 1. Now let us have other examples. So supposing we have 30 plus negative 7. So in here we are going to subtract 30 minus 7, which is equal to 23, and then compare the absolute value of 30 and the absolute value of negative 7. Since 30 is greater than, since the absolute value of 30 is greater than the absolute value of negative 7, we follow the sign of 30. So it is positive 23. Now let us have 20 plus negative 24. In here, we are going to subtract 24 minus 20, which is equal to 4, and then compare the absolute value of 20 and the absolute value of negative 24. Since the absolute value of negative 24 is greater than the absolute value of 20, we are going to follow the negative sign, so the answer is negative 4. Now let us have the subtraction of integers. There is only one rule to be followed. Add the opposite. So if we have 9 minus negative 3, we are going to copy 9 and then add, plus, change the sign or change the operation to addition, and then get the opposite of negative 3, which is positive 3, then 9 plus 3 is equal to 12. Now, let us have negative 9 minus negative 3. In here, copy negative 9, and then add, change subtraction to addition, then get the opposite of your negative 3, which is positive 3, then follow the rule in subtracting different signs. So you need to subtract or adding different signs. So we need to subtract 9 minus 3 is equal to 6. Then compare the absolute value of negative 9 and the absolute value of negative 3. Since the absolute value of negative 9 is greater than the absolute value of negative 3, we are going to follow the sign of negative 9, which is negative, and then the answer is negative 6. Then we have negative 9 minus 3. So in here, we copy negative 9 and then add or change subtraction to addition, and then get the opposite of 3, which is negative 3. So the answer is negative 12. Now let us have multiplication and division of integers. So in here, if they have the same sign, it is positive. So when we are multiplying positive and when we are dividing positive, it is always positive, as if you are multiplying numbers. And then if we have two negative numbers, when we multiply negative 12 times negative 2, it is equal to positive 24. And if we have negative 24 divided by negative 3, it is equal to positive 8. But if they have different signs, the result is negative. So when we multiply negative 9 times 3, it is equal to negative 27. 10 divided by negative 2, it is negative 5. And if we have 12 times negative 2, it is negative 24. And if we have negative 24 divided by 3, it is equal to negative 8. Now let us have other examples. If we have negative 3 times negative 1 times 10, count the negative signs. There are 2. So if there is an even number of negative signs, the result is positive. So this one is positive 30. And if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, so even number of negative signs, so just multiply 5 times 2 times 7 times 1, which is equal to 70. And it is positive 70 because there is an even number of negative signs. Now let us have this one. So in here, let us count 1, 2, 3. So take note that if there is an odd number of negative signs, the result is negative. So this one is negative 70. And if we have this one, 1, 2, 3, there is an odd number of negative signs. So the result is negative. So it is negative 30. Now let us have a short quiz. Multiply the following: 66 divided by negative 6 in 5 seconds. That's right. The answer is negative 11. Add the following. Negative 5 plus 20 is equal to what? That's right. The answer is 15. Subtract the following. 30 minus negative 5. That's right. The answer is 35. Now go to your worksheet 10 in the Google Classroom. Please type your name, student number, and class before you answer. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. Please click the subscribe button. See you again next time. Bye!